Hey guys, welcome to From the Pages. I am Anthony. This is Collectors Entertainment Network, and this week we're going to take a look at the March 1986 issue of Sports Review Wrestling. But before we get into that, guys, I'd like to ask you, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please comment down below. Let me know your Sports Review Wrestling or any Apter magazine memories. Guys, please share this video with anyone you think may like it as well. And go ahead and give this video a like because that helps a lot too, and all of it is greatly appreciated. All right, so we've got, it looks like the Starrcade 85 issue of Sports Review Wrestling March 1986. So without any further ado, let's get into the pages. All right, guys, here we go. March 1986 Sports Review Wrestling. Up top, we got Jesse Ventura, the talk of wrestling. And then the rest of it, we got Starrcade 85, all the action, all the glory. Match-by-match coverage of this sensational card. You've got Rhodes versus Flair, the Russians versus Rock and Rolls, and Tully versus Magnum. Alright, can't wait to get in here. Now, guys, I've ordered these. These aren't ones I had as a kid. I've ordered these off eBay, and I have purposely not looked at them. I mean, I've maybe just sort of thumbed through, make sure they're all intact, but I have not looked through the magazines because I wanted to look through them with you guys for the first time. All right, obviously, ads. We've got Sports Review Wrestling Contents, Page Table Contents, March 1986. Make sure the pages don't stick together. All right, we got Mailbag. Looks like a Piper's Pit in the ring. He was doing that a lot on the road. We've got the Tattler. There's Terry Gordy. And let's keep on going. We've got the Inquiring Reporter. And, of course, more ads. We got We Accuse. I don't think this was in the last issue, so maybe it's only when they find something to accuse someone of. And then, of course, we've also got Show the World You're a True Wrestling Fan. Look, shirts, hats, frisbees, stickers, pins, and, of course, the deluxe package of all Pro Wrestling Illustrated merchandise. Wouldn't you guys love to have that? Be rocking that hat? I would. All right, top wrestlers, answer your question of the month. The question of the month is, do you think all wrestlers should be required to wear regulation footgear? All right, we've got Arn Anderson, Harley Race, Wild Bill Irwin, Rick Morton, The Iron Sheik, Tommy Young, Rick Rude, Michael Hayes, Hacksaw Duggan, and Big John Harris. Guys, what do you think? Should they have regulation footwear? Obviously, The Iron Sheik probably wouldn't fit into that category because he has those, curled up toe boots there. All right, back issues of Inside Wrestling and The Wrestler. Good stuff. I really wish I could go back and spend $3 each and get these. Although some of the times, if you find a good lot on eBay, you might actually get, a lot for about $1 or $2 each. All right, Wrestler of the Month, the fabulous Moolah for March 1986. There she is in her Spider Lady get-up when she screwed Wendi Richter, the original WWF Screwjob. All right, the Wrestling Monthly, different from all the rest. Subscribe to Sports Review Wrestling, only $17. Was this cheaper than, PWI and The Wrestler and Inside Wrestling? I feel like it was. All right, and over here we got the original Superstar Pro Wrestling Game Promoter's Dream Edition. Ringside Seat, You're the Wrestler. We've got the solution. Anything goes. Action cards and equipment. All right, so I guess it's like a board game or strategy game. If you guys know, let me know in the comments below. Of course, more, subscribing for wrestling's greatest subscription deal. You've got Inside Wrestling and The Wrestler. And here it is, Starrcade 85, all the action, all the glory. You should go back and watch Starrcade 85. I'm sure it's on, well, not Peacock on WWE Network. And, of course, you guys outside the U.S., I think the WWF Network still exists. All right, what do we got? We got Denny Brown versus Rocky King. We've got Don Kernodle versus Tommy Lane. We've got Black Bart versus Ron Bass. We've got Crusher Khrushchev versus Sam Houston. We've got Buddy Landel versus Terry Taylor. We've got Magnum TA versus Tully Blanchard. That's a steel cage right there. We've got the Russians versus the Rock and Roll Express. We've got Pistol Pez Watley versus Mike Davis. We've got Jimmy Valiant and Miss Atlanta Lively versus the Midnight Express. Is it a mixed tag team match? We've got Superstar Graham versus Conga the Barbarian. We've got Manny Fernandez versus Abdullah the Butcher. Arn and Ole Anderson versus Wahoo McDaniel and Billy Jack Haynes. Oh, and I just noticed, see, it says Atlanta, because, yeah, Starrcade 85 was in 2 locations. And if you look before, it says Greensboro. So where is the cutoff? This is the last Greensboro, then Atlanta. Okay, here we go. We did all these. We did all the Atlanta ones on this page. So they have a main event. And then, of course, the following year, WrestleMania 2, Vince does it from 3 locations, which I know WrestleMania 2 gets not a lot of love. I like WrestleMania 2. I'm gonna do a review of that soon. All right, continuing in Atlanta, we got Dusty Rhodes versus Ric Flair. Looks like Dusty won. Now, I'm not going to be surprised if I go back and watch it, but that's okay. All right, here we go. Jesse Ventura, the talk of wrestling. It's kind of hard to get these pages to stay. There we go. Here's some pictures of him in the ring, as a wrestler, but mostly by this time, he was exclusively commentary. He did do that one, match on Saturday night's main event with him and Piper and Orton versus the Hillbillies. And that was probably around, it was December 85, filmed and aired the, New Year's weekend of 86. Just a week or so later. But that's probably about when this came out, because they're always a few months ahead. All right, I Can Save Maya Singh by Barry Windham. All right. I don't know what that's about. The Valet Girls agree Sunshine is a dirty blank. All right, then. A dirty cheat. Let's say she's a cheater, okay? Because this is a family channel. Do not go in the comments below and tell me what you think it is. They will be deleted. All right, Sports Review, interview Sergeant Slaughter. Good stuff. I wonder if these interviews were actually legit, real interviews. Anybody know? Let me know. All right, ratings analysis, which means the rankings is about to follow on the next page, and I always love looking at those as a kid. All right, official wrestling ratings. Top 10 and tag teams, obviously for singles and tag teams. You've got your NWA, you got your AWA, you got your WWF, you got your World Championship. And on the next page, you've got World Class, Mid-South, Florida, Mid-Southern, Continental, Northwest, and then you've got your most popular and your most hated. All right. And then special subscription offer to Pro Wrestling Illustrated. And you've got your Starrcade 85 continued. And there's the Greensboro matches. Writing more about those. Here's Starrcade 85, more of the Greensboro matches. And then the Atlanta matches. And of course you got back issues for Wrestling Superstars and Wrestling 84, 85. Your mailbag continued. There is a young Jim Cornette. Look at how young he was. And more back issues for other magazines. The Tattler continued. And of course back issues for Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Sort of the top tier of the Apter mags. I think everyone would agree. Alright, Inquiring continued. And more back issues of different magazines. Wrestling USA, the All-American back issue offer. A lot of wrestling magazines out back in the 80s. You younger guys that maybe grew up in the 90s and then in the 2000s, there was, the 90s had a bunch. But then by the 2000s, magazines in general went down. So you probably just had your WWF, your Pro Wrestling Illustrated. And of course, Pro Wrestling Illustrated is actually still around. I think it's probably the only wrestling magazine still around. Does anyone know of any others? But I do know that good old PWI is still around. All right, We Accuse continued. And back issues for this publication itself. Sports Review Wrestling. Good stuff. Oh, look. Steamboat Satin. Own an official Steamboat Satin. I don't know what that is. Like a jacket? Steamboat t-shirt. Yeah, the jacket looks like $39. And the t-shirt's $12. Oh, interesting. All right, Jesse Ventura article continued. And, of course, more back issues for others. Now, did all these things that had back issue offers, were they all considered Apter mags, or were they just, you know, like they were sort of, they worked together to help each other? I don't know. And, of course, I mean, it could just be an ad. You know, they pay for an ad. All right, Victory Sports Wrestling. There you go. Only $3 each. And I think this is why Vince had to change. The original title of WWF Magazine was World Wrestling Federation Victory Magazine, or WWF Victory Magazine. That's what it was called. And they had Victory Sports Wrestling, and I think Vince got sued, and he just, after 2 issues, they just changed it to WWF Magazine or World Wrestling Federation Magazine. So, there you go. Anyone have any more details about that? Well, let me know. But I know that this was why the original WWF Victory Magazine had to change. All right, here's your Valets article continued, and go first class with Wrestling 86 and Wrestling Superstars. And I think we're at the end. Yep, just more ads, I should say, more ads. And Wrestling's Best, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, Inside Wrestling, and The Wrestler. You can subscribe to all of them. 36 magazines for only $42. And guys, there you go. That is the March 1986, the Starrcade 85 issue of Sports Review Wrestling. All right, guys, that was the March 1986 issue of Sports Review Wrestling. Again, I'm going to ask you, please subscribe, please comment, please like, and please share. All those things help the channel, and it is so greatly appreciated. All right, guys, that was the Starrcade 85 March 1986 issue of Sports Review Wrestling. Obviously, next week, we'll be back with the April 1986 issue of Sports Review Wrestling. But until then, guys, have a good one.